I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning, Southern High School, and here are today's top announcements. Operation Christmas Child. The National Honor Society is sponsoring an Operation Christmas Child drive from November 6th through the 15th. Any class, club, school organization, or ramps period may sponsor a box for a girl or boy ages 10 to 14. The National Honor Society is supplying the shoebox, a washcloth, and a pair of socks. The remaining contents are donated by your group. Please talk with your teachers and a group and let Ms. Savage know by Monday, November the 4th, if your group is interested in sponsoring a shoebox. Addiction Awareness Week. Thank you all for participating in our Addiction Awareness Week so far. Remember, tomorrow wear red and white to show school spirit or purple to show support for those struggling with addiction. Also, keep scanning those QR codes. As a part of this campaign, we had the opportunity to interview 2 residents from Jacob's Ladder and Rehab Facility in Aurora. Stay tuned after the announcements to see a small segment of the interview. And today for lunch, beef ravioli, cheese sticks, carrot sticks, pears, ice cream cup, and milk. Thank you, Southern High School, and have an excellent day.
So, Tyler, how do drugs affect your family?
Oof. Big time. At first it was just, I had no idea that my actions would devastate my parents and my loved ones as much as it did. They were devastated. It kind of throws them into a whole tailspin, like, where did I go wrong? What could I have done better? One of the big things about having a relationship with your parents and your brothers, sisters, what have you, is trust. And all that trust is just completely gone. They can't trust you to be left alone. They can't trust you to be around money. They can't trust you, pretty much to make decisions for yourself because, oh God, he might drink again. He might do drugs again. And it was just, seeing loved ones heartbroken is just a really, really horrible thing.
And have you ever had a friend or a family member who they themselves overdosed or died because of their addictions?
Absolutely. I've had friends who have OD'd, and it's the only thing that's less pretty than them ODing on drugs is the reaction, the community and family reaction. You can tell the disappointment and the sadness. Your obituary is, unknown circumstances, you passed because of this, and it's hard for the family. There's no closure. It's really hard for them to reconcile what it is. I'm still alive, so my parents can still continue to have this conversation about what could we have done better with me. But they pass away. There's no having that conversation. Those people around you have to live with that grief.
And how did your friends react when they figured out that you did drugs? Did they react negatively or?
A lot of my friends were doing drugs with me at first. But they all stopped and I kept going, if that makes sense. They all got their stuff together and I just kept partying. And I have to say one of the roughest things was slowly watching my friends stop hanging out with me, stop answering my phone calls, and all of a sudden I'm back to that guy again who's alone, has no friends, but this time for good reason. Best friends have stopped talking to me. And then it's just you and the drugs. And
were your relationships ruined with your family because of drugs and alcohol, or was it?
They were. So they're still working on it at the moment, but they were highly strained. I was supposed to be the golden boy, and I was president of my class, and I was doing meth on the weekends. It was really rough for them to come to grasp with that, and I think they're still dealing with that.
Thank you, Tyler.
If I could interject just a second, one of the other things that Jacob's Ladder has been, we've tried to do, Dr. Blankenship's made it a point to have family be part of the recovery process. So there's a 3-month visit that these guys get to have family or loved ones come up and visit on site. They meet with our treatment team. They discuss what's been going on and what types of things might be helpful going forward. And then there's another 5-month visit, if I think that's correct,
Yeah.
right? So the family can come back again and, kind of transition to when these guys get out of the treatment program, what can happen. All of that is also wrapped into something that we call an unconditional positive regard for ourselves, our environment, and each other. And I think that's one of the great things that I've been able to see as these guys and their families. Some of the guys who've come through the program, the family is not part of their life anymore. Mom says, I don't want anything to do with him, or dad is not around, or and that's tough to see. I mean, coming from a family whose parents are always there through thick or thin, and these guys, I've met their families when they've come up and visited as well. But I think one of the biggest things is breaking that stigma that just because someone has done drugs or has drank too much or whatever, it's bad. There are lots of bad things that come out of it, but it doesn't change. It doesn't make that person's worth any less. And some guys understand that. Some guys that come into our program don't. They're at that point where they don't see the worth anymore. And I guess as we talk to young people out there who might be struggling with that, whether it's depression or anxiety or whatever reason it might be there, it's something that you're struggling with. It's something that's dangerous. It's something that you should hopefully seek help for, but it doesn't make you any less of a person because you're struggling with that. And there are people out there that want to help you, and hopefully that's your family and friends. But if it's not, there are people that want to help, and there are resources that you can find that will help you try to get your life back in.